What's the difference?
I don't know. Camera things.
We're always doing camera things.
What up, camera things?
Hello.
Ugh.
How are you today, baby?
The amount of bumpies is too damn high. It's okay.
Driving like a crazy man.
No, it's just my shaky camera man skills right here.
Maybe
it's like we're in an action movie every time.
Maybe when we make it big on YouTube,
yeah,
we can buy us one of our fancy little like dashboard.
A dash cam. We can be like the Russians and have dash cams.
Yeah, like mounted on our dashboard so that you don't have to grow like a freakishly large front delt muscle on your right arm.
My right arm will be freakishly larger than my left.
Yes.
Just from holding the camera.
Maybe when we make it big on YouTube, we'll do that. What's up, guys? Dude, I'm so tired today.
I know.
It's because
it's been a little bit of a sluggish day.
It's because I'm sort of getting back into my harder diet, I think. So, and last night, like if I don't eat like really late at night, then sometimes I think I'm a little short on the amount of food that I could have eaten for the day.
It's because he only eats 2 Cliff Bars in the morning.
Yeah, I don't
need to eat more.
I don't eat a very big breakfast because I don't really like eating a big breakfast. But it's okay. It's just part of the deal. Sometimes you go to the gym a little tired, but at least we're getting out of the door earlier today, which is good because you can get after it, and then that means I get to come home and eat, and that's exciting. I'm just gonna go low. But yeah, I get to come home and eat and start the stream up earlier and be effective about my day. I kind of want to post like a little bit of a warrior guide on my current like gymming and setup and stuff because I think it's a little different. The last time I made one about strength. This time I might talk a little bit about some crits, but before we get into all that, we'll do that later on.
Would that be for 5.4?
No, that'll be for 5. Well, it applies
just
for both.
Just normal.
Just for warriors. Like there's not a lot of changing in terms of the way you set up your warrior. I don't think. You have some more options maybe with Bladestorm and Shockwave, but other than that, not a whole lot's going to change in terms of the like your stat priorities. Yeah.
Interesting.
What I kind of want to do is I kind of want to, like after getting parried on like 2 executes that like really would have won matches, I kind of want to like go full expertise and just never really crit anybody, but just never ever get parried. I think that'd be fun, but you'd lose out on so much like extra damage for casters and stuff. But it's an idea that kind of appeals to me. Just get like, I don't know, 20% expertise and just cut through all the extra parry that the strength stats and strength classes give you. You'd probably still get dodged, but whatever. Anyway, today I'm gonna try to do some back. If my legs are still really sore from that leg workout, so if deadlifts aren't happening, and what I mean by not happening is like if the strength of my legs isn't enough to keep the strain off of my back, then I'll just cut deadlifts out of the back workout today and just do only like rows and pull-ups, because even if my legs are super sore, it doesn't really change my ability to perform rowing or pulling movements. So I might just leave deadlifts out because I actually did pretty, I don't know, I was doing like 200-pound straight-legged deadlifts on my leg day, so that could have an effect. We'll see. I could always throw deadlifts on my arms and shoulders day just for fun. But we'll find out. Regardless, that's the plan for today.
I'm gonna run. Actually run today.
Really?
Because I've done elliptical the last couple days.
Okay.
So I like to mix it up, and then probably more weights today than anything. Like I might actually only do like 40 minutes of running instead of like an hour plus. And then like really focus on weights today.
That'd be good. You get a little balance of your cardio and your lean muscle building, like we talked about yesterday. Sounds good to me. On the continuation of what we were talking about yesterday, a little bit, some of the more prominent comments that I saw, or some of the comments that really stuck out to me, were 2. So like there are 2 comments that I kind of wanted to talk about right now. One of them was, and I think Jenny can tell you a little bit about this for her experience, because it's going to change for everybody, is, I touched on this yesterday, but people ask, this is kind of a tough question, not because it's like, difficult to answer, but the answer is kind of just a hard one to give, because it doesn't really necessarily help you out all that much, and it's about motivation. How do people ask me, how do I get motivated? And that's not, I don't mean like how do I get motivated personally, like me, because because I can tell you how I get motivated, but they want to know like what they're asking.
How can they get?
Yeah, what they're
motivated?
basically asking me is how do I motivate myself from, and I'm speaking here from your perspective. So yeah, how do people motivate themselves to get to the gym? And so, if you're asking me this question, already there must be some reason that you want to work out, right? Whether it's like you're seeing it on the videos and you think it looks fun, or you think it looks good, or you think it would be helpful for your just overall health. Those right there are already sources of motivation for yourself. But Jenny, like what helps motivate you?
No, I think what helps me is being able to start to see results, but you have to be in the right mindset, as you can't expect immediate results, but the fact that you can start to see like the little things. And the other thing is like seeing when people compliment you and be like, oh, like your face looks a lot thinner, or like, you know, Bajheera Jackson is like, you're looking really trim around the waist, and like all those things. And that's nice because you see yourself every day, so it's not like you really pay attention to that, but that helps me stay motivated. For one, is the compliments. Of course, everybody loves compliments. But two, I think it's just knowing like overall that it's making me healthy. Like I'm doing something that is going to make me live for a long time, and I'm not going to be sick and going to the doctors for, you know, problems that are caused from, you know, like eating bad or being overweight or that kind of stuff, because I mean those are very real problems with people. And it's amazing like when you are at that point and then you actually start to lose weight and you start to live a healthy lifestyle, how much better you feel. Like it's crazy to think that you could function and feel so bad and not know it until like you actually feel good. So yeah, that's my motivation. Is I know like it would make me feel sick to go back to like how I was before.
Yeah, my motivation has changed over the years. When I was younger, and I'm still talking about, I'm just going to go over my personal motivation just to help you understand like what it can be. When I was younger, like when I very first started, I was like 11, and you know I'd watch Dragon Ball Z and all of my favorite shows, and I'd see these guys being big, real buff and strong, and so I was like, you know what, those guys are like my heroes, and they were inspiring to me. So I was like, I want to get strong, I want to train, you know, I gotta train up to save the world. My friends and I would play a game that involved some imminent doom coming on the world, and in order for us to stop it, we would have to be at our maximum strength and be able to save the world. And so that's kind of what started me off. And I was like, Dad, I want to get strong. Can I go to the gym with you? And he's like, well, you're pretty young. They don't really let you go to the gym yet. So what you can do is you can start doing push-ups. So at the age of 11, I was doing, you know, up to 200 push-ups a day that summer. And then after that, he saw that I was dedicated, and I was, you know, growing, and I was big enough and disciplined enough to be at the gym and behave myself. So he started taking me to the gym, and that's how it all started. And so I would train with my dad, and then over time, I was doing martial arts at the time, but then I started to do sports. I started to really get into sports at school, so I decided to take a break from, not doing martial arts anymore, and work out and play sports. So then my training was sort of more motivated as training to get in the best shape that I could be in for my particular sport, which was basketball for a long time. And then my training sort of took the shape of getting in the best shape possible for running. So I wanted to be, I was a big guy, so I wanted to still, you know, retain my strength, but not necessarily put on a whole lot of mass. But just due to my body type, I still put on mass. And over time now, you know, I'm not competitively distance running, but there's always been some sort of competition motivator for me. And so I'm not competitively distance running, but now I'm sort of moving more towards competitive bodybuilding, competitive natural bodybuilding. So now it's more like I've always trained because I love it. That's probably the most like sort of time lasting or time tested motivator for me, is just I love training. I love to work out, and it's just part of something who I am. And even more over the years, more and more, the training has become sort of just one of those things that I define myself by, And because it shows in my physical appearance, it becomes something that other people define me by too, which is fine with me because it's accurate, you know? Like you guys all see, you know, me doing my training. That's one of the reasons why I want to bring it more into the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel has always been, in some way or another, an expression of myself, whether it's the gaming videos where I do, you know, funny voices, or I make montages where it's like an expression of my art, or, you know, I make these, now I'm making fitness videos because that's something that I really like to do. And even though it's something that's new to a lot of people, and they're like, oh, this isn't really what I subscribed for, it's like, well, you know, what you subscribe for, that's in your mind, but what I'm doing the YouTube channel for is something a little bit different. And even if it's a little bit contradictory to what you thought the YouTube channel was about, it's still, you know, the direction that I want to take it in. And it's not that I'm trying to drop one or the other. It's like, I'm trying to give you guys an expression of myself. I'm putting myself out there, and if anybody who's interested gets to come hang out. And one of the coolest thing that has happened is through me adding this fitness part to my YouTube channel, my online internet journal, if you will, or whatever, is that all the comments and all the support that you guys give me is incredibly motivating. Having some sort of network or framework of support is incredibly not only motivating, but it sort of almost keeps you accountable. So if you guys are going to start to have you know, a fitness plan or a diet plan or something that you're going to work on over time, I definitely encourage you to, you don't necessarily have to have other people keep you accountable. Like, you don't want to have, because you do want to keep it, you know, about yourself. You want to stay self-motivated if possible. Have it be like intrinsically valuable for you to do what you're doing. So you could keep like an exercise log. You could do something like that. Like I used to keep a running log when I was training. I would write down everything I did for the day in terms of exercise. You can keep a diet log if you want to. It is a little bit extra work, you know, writing down.
That's where MyFitnessPal comes in, though.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them about MyFitnessPal.
Oh, well, I was gonna. Because
you use it more than I do.
But it's really nice. Like it sets, if you want like the full thing, you can do your calories on there, like your daily calories. It has like Bajheera talked about yesterday, your macros to make sure you reach like within those macros. It has a very big database of foods, and so it's gonna be like really rare that you might come across something that won't be in there, for one. And then you can do your workouts, and it calculates and estimates the amount of calories burned based on your height and weight and male or female type of thing. And while some of it's accurate when it comes to like the cardio aspect, you still want to, I would say, rely on like a heart rate monitor or something like that, where you can keep your heart rate track and then figure it out. But anyway, if you're just starting, it's perfect to start with, and don't worry about the calories because you're still working and you're working really hard.
Yeah.
But it's perfect because it's everything in one. It tells you your calories coming in, your calories going out because of workout, like your net calories that you're eating overall, and that kind of stuff. So it's good.
Yeah. So just because I know I have a tendency to be long-winded, just I guess some very quick bullet points about motivation is that you can have consider what it means to yourself for your long-term health, like Jenny was talking about. Consider what it means to, you know, what can you do to make this something that it really means something to you beyond just like, maybe like your health might be a motivator, your appearance might be a motivator, your performance in a sport or your life in general might be a motivator. You got to find something that matters to you, and of course make your fitness and your health a priority for yourself. And if you can do that, and the more you get in the habit of making a priority, the more natural that having it high up on your list of things to do for your day actually matters, and the more that tracking your exercise over the months or tracking your eating over the months matters to you. And so as it becomes more, it's like a feedback loop, you know. The more you put into it, the more it matters to you, and the more it matters to you, the more you put into it. So it's important that you get started, but it's for your motivation in terms of how do I get motivated, help me become motivated to do this, that's on you. I mean, I can give you some tips like we did, but you really got to find a way to make it valuable and important to you in your day. And I know that we just talked about that for a really long time, but I do want to address one more thing. If you're still watching this video, man, I did see that you asked me yesterday, what the hell?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was a very Rastafarian looking man.
Yeah, but one of the things that stuck out to me yesterday was some guy was asking me, you know, I'm just getting started at the gym, and I don't really feel comfortable going into like the weight section because there's all these guys who are way bigger than me, and I feel like they're gonna think bad thoughts about me. So it sort of keeps me from going to lift weights. And
you know what? Can I say something?
Yeah.
I still get intimidated by that, especially when there's a bunch of dudes and I like want to go walk in there. And it's different. I know it's like guy things, but like I know how you feel. I know that feeling. So I would like to hear what you have to say.
So I can remember, just before I say anything else, I can remember one time when I was young, and only once. I remember when I was young and I was like really just getting started working at the gym, and I usually would stick to the machines, like the little machines that you've got for, you got kind of high up there, that's okay. But I would usually stick to the machines, but then I decided that I also wanted to go be like my dad and go do dumbbell curls, right? So I would go to dumbbell curls, and there were these older boys who I overheard them saying, don't you just love like these idiots who just come over here and do curls or something like that? And I was like 12, and I was like, are they talking about me? And I can remember thinking that, but honestly, like, you can't let what other people think bother you. And from my perspective, like as a somewhat experienced lifter, if I see someone who looks like, you know, young, or like they don't know what they're doing, I'm not like, look at this dumbass, like getting in my way at the gym. I usually, if they look like, you know, if they're doing a squat and they're kind of squatting to the front, you know, I'll give them some tips. I mean, but more than anything, like, the gym is a way more supportive place than you think. People aren't there to make fun of you for the most part. They're there to get work done, and if they see you wanting to get work done too, more often than not, they're going to be supportive of you, or just not even care. Like, some people just are at the gym to get their own stuff done. They won't worry about it. Some people are there and they'll either help you, or they're just going to, you know, their thoughts about you are not going to be negative. And if their thoughts about you are negative, fuck them. You're there to do your thing, man. Don't let anybody else's negative thoughts get in your way. I mean, where you are right now is at the beginning of your journey, and everyone's been at the beginning of their journey at some point. And if people are going to make fun of you for being new at something, oh, fuck them, dude. Like, you got to do what you got to do. And if it's your priority to get into the gym and go lift weights, do what you got to do. If you're doing lighter weights, that's fine, man. Work within your means. But nobody can give you a hard time about trying to do what you got to do. Nobody can. And if they do, then fuck them. It's just their own problem. And you're doing what you got to do, and that's what you should be doing. So there's 3 things to that. 1, people aren't usually thinking negative thoughts. And if they are, fuck them. Number 2, a lot of people are just there to do their own thing, and they're not really worried about what other people are doing, so you get to do your thing too, just like anybody else. Number 3, a lot of experienced lifters are really cool, nice people, and if they see you doing something, and first of all, don't be shy, and feel free to ask them questions. I'm sure they'd be willing to help you. And they might just give you tips anyway. Like, I get in people's business where I probably shouldn't, but I'm like, hey man, make sure you keep your chest up, your butt back, and that'll help you, number 1, squat more weight. Number 2, it'll help you learn how to do it correctly, because the squat's too good of an exercise not to know how to do properly. So a lot of people are going to be helpful. Some people won't even mind. A lot of people are going to be supportive, and some people are going to be assholes, but very, very few people are going to be assholes, and if they are, then fuck them. Do your thing, okay? So I'm going to try to go lift some weights myself. And I hope these little vlogs are helpful to you guys, because I really do enjoy reading these comments, and the ones that are especially prominent in my mind, I love making videos like this, talking about them, even though I am quite long-winded. I'm sorry for making you watch such long videos, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna go work out.
Yeah.
Alright, dudes. Peace!
Peace!